Coming to live from Washington, D.C., Fort Wayne, Indiana, and somewhere in the Wisconsin Dells, you mother. It's the Video Game Outsiders. Michelle.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 722 of the Video Game Outsiders podcast. I am one of your hosts, Michelle Madison.
And I am John Jacobson, and
I'm Matt Bradford.
There he is.
There he
Look
is.
at you.
We're doing a double roundtable tonight, which means there are two games we've all played.
Yeah, I had to order a figure 8 table, which is not easy to find.
Why? Who were the other guests on it with us? Like, it's just
no,
us,
it's two
like
round tables together.
Okay. And we get up and move to the other table
yes,
when we're ready?
Yes. So
wait, can't we just sit where we're normally sitting?
No, because each table is themed for each
positions?
game. You know, it's...
So why don't we just get two round tables instead of a double?
Because I thought this way we have one table to deal with, but it really is two.
It's just a larger table that's going to weigh more. Yeah. Why don't we just get two tables instead of clogging
Well,
up?
those
Anyways,
two games
whatever.
are 12 minutes and Psychonauts 2, both on Game Pass, by the way. So we will be talking about those games, as well as some Gamescom, Xbox news, and whatever else happens. We have 4 voicemail tonight. We are live right now on VideoGameOutsiders.com. We do it every Tuesday from 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern. And if you miss it, you can listen anywhere podcasts are, but the best place to listen is our app. It's on iOS and Android because we do tons of bonus shows during the week. Some are free, some are premium. You can also get our whole back catalog of over 15 years of VGO. John, how do they do that if they want to support us?
That's right. Go to VideoGameOutsiders.com.
Mm-hmm.
It's a website.
Oh, here we go. He's going to take us through again. Put your hand on your mouse.
Slam the red juicy premium button. After you do that, it's going to load another page.
Okay.
And then
Someone's
go premium.
Loading a gun right now with your description.
It's $2
Press
a
the red
month.
Button. Figure it out.
It's $2 a month. You'll unlock all of the bonus content. Like Michelle said, we do extra stuff every week. The micro VGO, the John Show, PC Outsiders, et cetera, et cetera. If you want that content, go premium, and then go get our free app. Search for Video Game Outsiders on iOS or Android, and install the app. And the app is free. You can just listen. Yep. If you want to just listen to the regularly scheduled shows, you could do that, or go premium to unlock the bonus content.
Or you can listen on the web as well, or there's an RSS feed link in our Discord. So if you want to know more ways you can listen, you can always email us. I will explain it to you. All right, so John, let's do some voicemail, like I said, tonight.
520-FEEL-VGO could be a question, comment, whatever. Just pick up your phone and dial 520-FEEL-VGO. Tiger.
Hey, what's up, VGO? My name is Michael here. Been listening to you guys for a few years now. Just wanted to say thank you for the awesome content that you guys have been delivering. I really think you guys are a great mix-up. Anyway, with that said, I was just wondering if, not sure if you guys have talked about this lately, if there are any games that you guys would like to see remade from the ground up. For me, I'd probably have to say Final Fantasy X or something, because that's probably one of my favorite games. Anyway, keep up the great work, guys. I really love the show. Take care. Bye.
Well, thank you, Michael. What do you guys think? Anything you want to see?
Thanks, Michael. Now that I did the Demon Souls remake, I want to see Dark Souls remade in the same fashion from the ground up.
Yeah, Demon Souls.
I'm starting to get a bit of a taste for those. Right.
Okay. So you're looking forward to Elden Ring then, Matt? You're going to definitely
I think I'm on the Elden Ring train. Yeah. Definitely.
What about you, John? Anything you want to see?
My mind always goes to Nintendo 64 era.
Ooh, Super Mario 64.
With like the Unreal 4 engine or something, ray tracing.
You can see his sweat pores. You can see his like nose hairs. That'd be cool.
Or for God's sakes, how about GoldenEye already? Figure
I don't
that
see
out.
why that hasn't happened yet. Like that's a no-brainer moneymaker right there.
I think it's because of the license.
Right. Just call it something else then. Make it a generic.
Well, they did make it. They did make a game and call it something else. It's called Perfect Dark because that's what happened.
Joanna Dark. Right.
I don't know if you would like that redone, John. Maybe you would, but I just kind of feel
what
like...
if it was Call of Duty-ish? Like,
yeah, but
like
then what would make it that?
Like you redo all the levels with like a Call of Duty style engine. Because if you go back and play that now, it's fucking torture. The aiming and like it's like unbelievable that we put up with that. But at the time, there wasn't really many or if any first-person shooters on console really like that. But now the controls are so bad with the single analog stick. So How about you, Michelle? What would you do?
I know it's not exciting because I've, talked about this game for many years, but I'd really like to see World of Warcraft redone. I think it's time for a WoW 2. I want a new engine. I want new graphics, new systems, new developers. But speaking of remakes, Myst has been totally redone. It's actually coming to Game Pass this week, so I'm going to talk about it next week. That's a game I played growing up. It's one of those old school adventure games. One of the first ones I really remember. And it was hard for me because I was super young at the time. And so I'm very interested to revisit it. I know it's kind of been put out before, but it was the same old look of it. But now they've totally redone all the graphics. It looks actually really pretty. And like I said, at the time I played it, I found some of the puzzles very challenging because of my age. And so I'm ready to kind of return to it as an adult and check that out. But
was Myst static images, or was it a real engine?
I think if things were moving, you moved around.
It was pre-rendered stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was kind of a mix, right, Matt? Like it was like static images, but things moved and had like animation.
Like it was a 3D environment, but everything was pretty still. But there was some animated background.
It's hard to think back. I remember being blown away by how it looked. And of course, the sequel was Riven, which I don't think was as good. So yeah, I'm going to be talking about a remake next week. But yeah, just give me WoW 2 already. The game is in a kind of shitty state right now, and I would be okay with like having both games exist simultaneously. Even like they don't have to kill the old one or bring my character forward even. I just like to see a reboot of it.
Myst was pre-rendered.
There was
Michelle,
things
are people
moving,
migrating
though.
to...
Well, I think they just superimposed it over like a bitmap image.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like a waterfall would be layered over it. Are people moving to Final Fantasy? I mean, I think there's like a certain sect of people who just like MMOs, and WoW is not in a good state right now. Like the content they've been putting out, like, after an expansion comes out, you have to keep the content going. And instead of just giving you interesting content to do and letting you finish it, what they've done is just put you on an endless, like, grinding hamster wheel. And they keep pushing the goalposts back, and you never feel good. You never feel powerful. You never feel like you complete the game. I think they have to start over. But they have to keep
what? I know.
going.
I already have the name.
What's that?
UOW.
Universe of Warcraft?
Yeah.
Don't send me to another planet. I don't want
Galaxy of Warcraft.
What?
No.
Galaxy of Warcraft.
Gao.
Yeah, Gao.
No, it would be like
Because
World of
UOW,
Peacecraft,
Yao.
no.
Yao.
Yao Ming?
Yao.
Yao.
Yao. What
Are
is
you
that?
playing Yao?
Yao
That doesn't
like
sound
Yao.
good. Did Tencent put that out? All right, let's talk about some games before we get into our double.
That was
Yao.
the lull that we hit there.
I get it. I just
Tencent
don't find
killed the
Yao
show.
that funny.
How
I don't know.
about Land of Warcraft?
No.
How about Village
That's
of Warcraft?
smaller.
Make it a really intimate, small point and click adventure.
Planet of
World
Pow.
of Warcraft? Just nothing.
Planet
but
of
sluts.
Warcraft.
I don't know.
Continent of Warcraft.
No, you can't do that. It would have to be World of Warcraft 2 or something like that. You have to
Moon
keep
of
the-
Warcraft. You go to the Warcraft planet's moon.
No, we've already
It's-
done that kind
How
of.
about
Gravity.
Moons of Warcraft?
Moons
How about-
of Warcraft.
Yes. Yes.
Mao.
Oh my God. It's like Destiny 1, Destiny 2. They didn't just dump it and be like, let's call
Moons.
it Cosmic.
So I think that's something
Destiny.
cosmic happens, and
Yeah.
the World of Warcraft suddenly has like 50 new moons.
It was a very
No, Sons of
robust
Warcraft, and you can make like a...
What is it, Sons of
you get
Anarchy
double
sequel?
entendre.
No. People on
Yeah, where it's
green-eyed
actually-
motorcycles? No. It's not.
All right, let's
just trying to find a better
talk
game for
about
Michelle.
stuff.
Let's talk about stuff.
So, Michelle, what did you play this week besides Psychonauts and 12 Minutes?
Well, I played a game that I started seeing a few articles about. John, you even recommended it to me, and it's called Library of Runia. One of the articles I
Yes.
saw,
Yeah.
best game you aren't playing on Game Pass, and it's like, all right, let me try this. So you are the owner of a library and you, quote, receive your guests. So what that
It's a
means
private
is-
library. 'Cause usually
it
it's
is
owned by the town or
yeah.
something.
No, I
It's
think it's a
municipal
private
library.
one.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
a card battler, but combat between guests and librarian break out as if it were on stage. So it has like this Persona 5 kind of feel. So the interesting thing is defeated guests turn into books and then the library grows. So a guest who dies in the library will turn into a book, but the books themselves can be like an actual book or materials for the library or new cards for battle. So yes, it is a card battler, and they describe it as a library battle simulation. But here's how I describe it. So I load up the game, And it's
Yeah.
like 40 minutes of people dressed like bums speaking Chinese. I'm not kidding. I was skipping through this dialogue for a long time. I think I gave myself carpal tunnel.
They look kind of dapper, not bummy.
No, I don't think so. There were some messy looking people, okay? Because I think I'm taking in homeless off the street and I'm taking them into the
So
library.
it is a public
and
library.
I'm killing them and I'm turning them into card slaves, basically. And after the long
is dark.
conversation, I started to get a little excited. I was like, all right, I'm finally going to get to do an actual fight. Here we go. And then it's another 30 minutes of people who look like they smell speaking Mandarin. And I'm not
Look
kidding.
at them. They look nice.
Yeah, but no, that's like a
There's
hat
so
they
much
got at the
dialogue.
Goodwill.
I'm out.
What's
No.
that?
Yeah.
That's not a dapper hat, John. That's like something a rich kid gave to the Goodwill before he went to college, or his mom. My mom used to do that. Like, here's a
What
box
hat?
of your old clothes. Just the outfits they're in. You said they look dapper. Like they're wearing like an old man's jacket. That's not fitted. It's like the same reason homeless are wearing like Abercrombie right
hippie.
now. Like kids in the 90s used to wear it when it was like
They're
expensive.
hipsters.
No, I don't know.
Yeah. They're fashionable.
No, these people are homeless, and I'm killing.
I mean, if
them.
you put like a Motley Crue shirt under that jacket, that would
yeah,
be a good look.
Yeah,
it's
these
not
guys
a-
are like the cool kids in class. These aren't
No,
bums, Michelle. I don't think your
no,
fashion
I think
sense
they're
is.
bums. So anyway, eventually, I
Look at
did
that guy
get
with the
to
red
do.
hair smoking a cigar. He's
I
cool.
did get to do a card battle with them, and I killed one of them, and they turned into something called a book of rats. Okay, so once again, this further confirms my theory that I have like a homeless murder shop going, because nobody misses the homeless, right? So if you want to cull a population and build a library, you'd probably, it's pretty logical to go for homeless people. But I didn't like this game because of all of the dialogue, all of the upkeep, all of the setup. The battles don't seem to be the main focus, and I just couldn't get into the story, and just the whole like atmosphere of the game just didn't speak to me personally. That being said, it is being received generally positive. There are articles about it. People have given it, decent reviews. I much preferred the narrative card battler I talked about last week, which was called Black Book, because it was more about like the battles, even though like there was a focus on some dialogue and some story. This one there's a lot of depth here, and you have to be ready for that. If you're just looking to get into a card battler and just do some quick fights, that's not what is going on here. So if you want all that depth, which I don't necessarily feel like I'm opposed to, I just couldn't connect with this. Like it just looked a little off, and the dialogue
Is the
just
plot
really lost me.
interesting, or is the dialogue just meandering? Like, like you know how they have that tits, like they make noises.
The voiceovers
Japanese
are not English, so it was hard to connect with. And they're speaking another language, and I'm trying to read, and I'm just, after like literally the 25th page of text, I just couldn't take it anymore. And I'm just slamming my mouse button, and it keeps going and going and going and going. So I guess, they feel like they made a library game. They wanted to involve reading. I don't necessarily hate all reading in games, but I need it in, I don't know, I need it like in the proper amount. And like they just threw on too much in the beginning. It was like an hour, I felt like, of just listening to people talk. And I don't think I'm exaggerating, because that's how long it felt before I could really like get a feel for what the game was. But like I said, people like it. Has good reviews on Steam too, mostly positive. People said like they've played for 80 hours, and sure, maybe 75 of those hours you're listening to homeless people argue. But there's some card battles and... What pictures are you guys looking at that you think they look so good? Is this
These stylish young men and women in these little like bows
John,
and nicely
that's
pressed
after you clean them
suits?
up. No. You got to see
Yeah.
them pre-battle. That's after you kill them and turn them into like books or whatever. And
This guy's a professor with his like one monocle.
I think you're a woman.
Like,
I
these
don't
guys
know
are-
what you are.
This little blonde girl has slacks on
yeah, with a dress
under
over
a
it.
dress.
Yes, she means business.
It's a different world. Now,
Yeah.
John, do you
Yes.
just link
She's
in the
homeless.
chat?
She's cold.
You have some library stories, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I do have a library. I spent some time in the library as a kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Playing video games,
If you've been
having
listening
people
to the
watch
show
you play
for a
video
while,
games.
you know that John
I
had a
rented
man
an
jerk
Apple,
off behind him. Let's just say it. Let's not beat around the bush. No pun intended.
Me and my friend Clint would rent
were
the
young
Apple II
and-
computers, and
Yeah.
a guy with loose-fitting khakis came in there,
Mm-hmm.
and his hands were moving fast in his pockets.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I
Pocket
just-
pool. He was
I
playing
want to
some pocket
believe this
pool.
didn't happen because I feel like the fallout from what happened would have gone through the khaki, unless I don't know the thickness of the khaki, but you never saw
They're
the
loose.
finisher. They were loose.
No,
Where did it go? This guy's happy to beat
I
off
don't-
in his pants. What did
I don't
you-
know what happened.
Exactly. You don't know what he was doing.
It's
He
not
could
like he
have just been
turned around
scratching
and
his
asked.
balls. You
Yeah.
don't know what he was doing, John. Maybe you made this up. I don't know. Like
I did
want
not
to
make this.
I
did
want to
not
not
make this up.
believe.
I did not make this up. And you know what? It hasn't affected me in the least bit.
I think it has.
I think it's in your brain. I think it's like
Explains a lot.
Psychonauts. There's a little jerking off library dude in your head.
If you go under hypnosis
taking up
one
free
day,
reign.
you're just going to start crying and talking about the man
No.
in khakis at the library.
I don't think I understood the whole situation until many years later, though. Like, I don't think I understood what was happening.
And Clint didn't say anything. He didn't say, hey, Clint, look at
I
this guy
don't
jerking
know.
off behind his buddy. Hey, Clint, put down the mouse.
Clint-
There's a dude behind us touching his penis. You
Clint
didn't
lives in
say that?
isolation right now.
Yeah,
He
maybe
can't
it all
handle life.
affected
He's
Clint.
Yeah.
Do you know if Clint's okay? Have you checked in with Clint? Clint's on suicide watch.
Not in a long time.
yeah, Clint's not here anymore.
I mean, that would have affected me. I would have gone and told somebody immediately. Anyway, yeah, so I wasn't a fan of Library of Runia. You may be. It is on Game Pass. Like I said, like all the games I'm going to be talking about tonight. Did play 12 minutes, did play Psychonauts 2. We're going to get into those in a bit in our roundtable. And I am just drinking an Evian water. All right, John, what did you play?
I played some stuff besides the two games we're going to roundtable, but I do want to mention, because I did play the Call of Duty Verdansk Battle for Verdansk. They did this Warzone event, and it was a timed event. I think it was just for one day, and it was a way to reveal the next game, Vanguard, which is a World War II themed game. And, I was really concerned, and still am, because I have no idea how they're going to inject World War II into this modern game, because that's kind of their MO now. They have the main single-player, multiplayer game, and they put elements of that into the free Warzone game. And so I guess this is kind of a glimpse as to how they're going to do it and what liberties they're going to take with the world, because this event was a PvE event. It was like I think 30-something people against a train. And the train was a World War II German armored train that was unearthed somehow in the world. And it was steaming down the tracks, and everyone had to work together to take it down. And it was actually a lot of fun, honestly. And also for the event, you got all kinds of loot and blueprints, and the more you played it and stuff. But it was basically you had to take down this train, and then when the train was taken out, then you had to get to this extraction point, and then by that time, there was 7,000 like B-17 bombers in the air dropping bombs everywhere. It was pretty fun. Like I'm glad they're doing stuff like this, and I will say this, after the event, after you finish it, they show you a trailer for Vanguard, which I haven't seen yet, or it was the first time I saw it. And I have to say, I am excited about this game.
Yeah, last week on the show, you said, fuck World War II, I hate this. Then you played that. You messaged me, you're like, I'm all in, World War II, let's go.
Yeah,
So
that didn't take long
No,
at all
we knew this
to
would
change
happen.
your position. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not really into it. Why
No.
go back to World War? And here we are.
that was a big flip.
Yeah, it was pretty exciting. But I don't know. I mean, what do you think about like World War II things being mixed in with the modern things? I guess Battlefield's doing it now with that new mode for the multiplayer where you can just mash up all the different battlefields together. So
Yeah.
I think this is where we are. It's just, you know,
Just John
yeah, you
liking
want
Call of Duty. That's all it is.
if you want an M1 Garand and your buddy wants an M4, go for it. You know. So I played that. I played a demo on the Xbox called Tales of Arise. Now I have no history with this franchise. I guess there's been 16 games.
Jesus.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know shit about Tales of. I think there's like all these Tales of blank, right? And this
Okay.
one is Tales of Arise, and it's a JRPG. It looks very good on the Xbox Series X. I wasn't really super blown away, but I acknowledge it looked decent, you know. And it is you are part of a squad, a 6-person squad, and I mean, the big thing here is the combat, right? Because I was worried it was going to be turn-based, and it's not. It's like this weird pseudo thing. It's like some kind of a linear battle thing. Like when you go into a fight with somebody, it's a sectioned off thing, like as if it is turn based. Like if you go up to a bad guy, and then the screen changes, and then you're locked into an arena with them, and you can move around freely within the circle and dodge in real time, like an action game, you know. But again, you have a 6-person team. There's 4 players on the screen at one time. You control one of them. I chose the mage, and then the AI plays the other 3 people on your team, and then it's a lot of like combos. It's very heavy combo based, and you're supposed to never follow up the same thing with the thing before because it becomes weaker. And you have these aerial attacks, and then you can also then, as your teammates are charging up, you can then kind of direct them to do like their kind of special attack, so you're kind of monitoring their little meters at all times, and then you're just calling them in and they come in and do their super attack. And then you also have meters too for these attacks. You have it's like artists, like they're called or something, but I don't know. I finished the demo. There was a boss battle at the end that was actually a real fucking bitch to finish. But I had all kinds of potions. I kept rezzing myself and my teammates. So that's like the only way I got through it.
I heard this runs 15 FPS better on the Xbox compared to the PS5.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously I have nothing to compare it to, because I only played on the Xbox. But I mean, I think that if you're into really big, meaty JRPGs, I think this is probably going to be a game you're going to want to look at. Me personally, this is not for me. And I have like Xenoblade and stuff. Like if I want to play a game like this, I already own games that are kind of similar to this. Like I really do like Xenoblade. It's just not for me. It's just not. But I acknowledge
is it just the JRPG-ness of it?
Probably.
The combat is okay. It's definitely better than turn-based, though. It's more combo-based, and you have ground attacks, aerial attacks. You're dodging in real time, which I appreciate, like an action game, And controlling your other teammates is satisfying because if you time everything right, like the boss battle at the end, he had these weak spots and they would be revealed. And if you saved all these powerful attacks at that moment, you could take them down really fast. And so there's a lot to the combat. And by the way, like there's monsters fucking everywhere. And it does tell you if you stay on the path, you won't really have any battles.
Monsters doing each other everywhere?
Well, no, it's just like off. And I don't know if it's the demo or what, but like I'm on this path to this castle, and all along the path there's monsters everywhere, left and right of the path. Like, so if you wanted to engage in them, you could. But it's like there was just no shortage of bad guys, at least in the demo. I don't know. I mean, I think it was decent. It's just not for me.
Okay.
What,
I mean, I tried the... Yeah.
I just want to ask you, what compelled you to download? Are you looking for a JRPG? Are you looking for like a meaty game to get into? Like what?
No, it was just...
This was another one I suggested because like... people kept saying like this looks so good on the Xbox and it ran so well on it, and I was like, John has an Xbox, maybe you should try this. But I mean, you have like some games like this because basically, it's not necessarily just like a JRPG; it's an action RPG. And I thought the combat sounded interesting because I knew it wasn't turn based, and so I thought you would like the combat, but I still don't really know if I understand what it is. It's unique, right? Like it's different.
I've never played combat like this, to be honest. Like I don't even know how to explain it. I think it's called like linear combat system. Like I don't even know what the fuck that means. Do you know what that means?
Well, linear
combat system.
I don't know how they mean it. People love these things, though. I don't know.
Yes.
Like, I didn't know there were so many
they
other
made
games
16 fucking games. So
there's also another one, Scarlet Nexus, that demo just came out on PC that I've heard a lot of people talking about, but we just don't play a lot of them.
Yeah. And then Nintendo has that WarioWare Get It Together game coming out soon. It comes out like in September 10th is when it comes out. And they dropped a demo like out of nowhere. And so I played that. Now, listen, WarioWare at one point was something I actually really did like, but this is kind of like pre-iPhone and stuff. Because WarioWare is just like a string of mini games that you play, and you're just trying to get through as many of them in a row as you can without failing. And it was fun on the Wii with the motion controls and stuff, and it was fun to play in a room together with people. And it was just kind of that kind of like party type thing. But then I just lost interest in the franchise, honestly. So this is a new one that's coming out. The demo is actually pretty good. The demo is there's a lot of replayability in the demo, and you're basically what's different in this game is that Wario owns a gaming studio. Michelle, I don't know if you know this.
No. Well, he's like is he Mario's brother? Do we know this? Is he like his evil
That's a
brother?
Great question.
Because
I think he's kind of like
who's more successful,
Waluigi.
a plumber or a guy who owns a game studio? And so
I think he's just like the anti.
Money.
Well,
he's the
how do
anti
you measure
Mario.
success, though?
Exactly. I mean, who's happier?
Well, there's Waluigi
Right.
and there's
Mario's
Wario, right? They're kind
so
of
they're
like
they're
anti.
evil brothers.
Yeah.
But
like
Michelle's
evil
question is,
twins.
where do they come from?
Yeah.
Like another world? Are they mirror people?
Exactly.
Mirror
Are they
opposites?
It's like in Loki, they're other, what was it called again?
Oh, they're
like
variants.
They're variants, yeah.
Yeah, that's they're variants. That makes so much sense.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Is there
I
a
just-
Smeech, like a Princess Smeech
You
or
know,
something?
people
like an
assume
evil...
that like Wario's the bad one. What if he's the good one? What if Mario's like a sick fuck and he kills people and he goes to their house and picks? See, last time I insulted Mario, I pissed off some guy with a Mario poster. I'm just kidding. I know he's a
They
good
should make
plumber.
Wah
He does
each.
good work. He's got good reviews on
Yeah.
Yelp. Yeah, they
Wapeach.
should.
Why each would
Wapeach.
be
Or
why each would be-
Wazy.
Why would she be Why
Princess Wazy.
Because it's Wario and
Princess
upside
Peach.
down.
So anyway, Wario owns a gaming
Beach.
studio,
Princess
and
Beach.
and the whole cast of characters from the Wario universe works for him.
Okay.
And they get sucked into a handheld gaming device, which is not a Switch, by the way. It's some Wario
Interesting.
handheld.
Seems like a missed...
What's that?
Missed
Seems like a missed
opportunity.
Nintendo opportunity.
Yeah. So they all get sucked into this device, and you're basically using all the cast of characters to play all these mini games, and you select your team, and every character operates in a different way, but on the same mini game. So, like, while Wario has like this dash move that he can kind of float around, one of the characters just stands in a place and throws these projectile discs around. One character has basic platforming skills. One character can only shoot to the right. And you basically make up this team, and then you go play.
people. You put them all together, and you got a strong
And
team.
you make up a team,
Suicide Squad.
and then
Yeah.
the game is the full release will have over 200 mini games, but the demo has who knows how many. But you basically make your team, and you play mini game after mini game after mini game, trying not to lose. And basically every mini game takes like 5 seconds. It's like like ADD. It's like go go go, right? And so if you have the Wario on this one level, it might be easier with him than it is with the disc guy, and it's just kind of luck, which character you get with what
Time
level.
Runner wants to know: are there any guys in khaki pants?
No, there's
call.
no khaki
Oh.
pants.
All right, that's a missed opportunity as well.
So I don't know. Listen, I had fun, but not $50 fun. If this was
Yeah.
$10, I'd buy it.
$50.
Maybe
Is
it's
there,
free.
like, is there a
There's
campaign or like something
there's
unlockables?
there's local co-op. There's like local wireless play, I believe, but this is not $50 in
That's
2021.
crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
This was $50 in 2005, whenever it came out on the Wii, but
Yeah.
not today. So
Yeah.
just, I listen, the demo is enough for me. I got my fix. I'm good. And then,
All right.
I think, is that all I done? Yeah, I guess so.
Well, you played 2 other big games.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, we played those other games.
And I am drinking a IPA. It's called Dirty Girl.
Ooh, you dirty girl. Well, thanks,
All right.
John. Thanks for asking. I played.
What'd you do, Matt?
I finished my Demon Souls run. I thought this would take much longer, but I'm proud to say that I finished Demon Souls by myself.
Nice.
With very, very little YouTube help. I just kind of pushed forward, and I gotta say, it's one of my favorite PS5 games right now.
So how long do you think it took you to finish that game?
Took me about 3-4 weeks. You know what? It's all mental. Like I went into it thinking this is going to be a super hard game, so I was just crawling along, really taking my time. But then I realized, you just have to go for it and have a little confidence. And then I started, kicking ass all over the place. So I think a lot of it's psychological. These games are hard, but you can do it if you just apply the tools that you get.
Now, is it a function of, your loadout, your abilities, the talent tree? Is that stuff all in there?
Yeah, it's a lot of leveling up. It's a lot about going back, collecting souls, pumping up your stats where you think you need them. Because every boss has a different weakness and a different technique. So you've got to say, okay, well, this boss is going to be a ranged person, so I should go invest in upgrading my bow and dexterity. So there is a lot of backtracking, but it does feel good. There's a lot of secrets to find, too.
Right.
It's a
Think of that,
fantastic game, John. I
main
think you could do it.
cathedral building that, like the hub or whatever you go back to.
The
It was
Nexus.
It was kind of well done, and they have all these little
beautiful.
portal stones up with all each zone has a boss, and I just kind of like the setup of it.
Yeah, I love that structure because
Yeah.
there's 5 different worlds, and you can take them as however way you want. You can say,
Yeah.
I'm going to go to World 1, farm this stuff, go back to World 5. So it doesn't tie you into a specific direction.
Mm-hmm.
It just lets you figure out what's going to be too tough for you.
Yeah,
And,
reminds me of God
yeah,
of War in
visuals
that
are-
way. Yeah.
Exactly, right? With the hub world. So,
Yep.
No, I'm really glad I checked this out. And I hope you do too, John, because I think you can...
Yeah,
you
I
can do
bought
this.
the game. I just haven't put it in yet. So
I think you'll be blown away by it.
Yeah, well, that's why I chose that game over Returnal. I just it just seemed more appealing to me. And I did research before, and it seemed like that was the game that really was connecting with more people than Returnal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're both going to test you, but they're both good experiences. So, but no, otherwise, 12 minutes and Psychonauts 2. So I don't know. Do you guys want to dive in?
We should dig in, or what do you want to do? You want to do a voicemail? You want to?
Yeah, let's play a voicemail. 520 Feel VGO. Tiger?
Hey, Matt.
Uh-oh.
It's called Game Pass, not Games Pass. Like a boomer grandma. By the way, you should use some deoxit on those Switch Joy-Cons. It'll fix the joysticks. Thanks.
Oh, what? He buried that lead. What?
Deoxit.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
A John joke, right? Because you say to put it on everything.
I do use it on everything.
Shit on everything. Oh,
put on
okay.
everything.
That wasn't a real.
No, it's electrical contact cleaner. I use it all the time.
You told me to do that with the keyboard once. That had it was sticking and
I used some Deoxit today actually to clean my MIDI keyboard.
Oh, what a day. What a big day. Yeah. Is that a real tip though for drift? Because I think drift is an issue with
well, if it's a contact issue, if it's gunked up somehow, that's a really good thing to just get gunk off and if you got like soda in there somehow or something like that, it just kind of gets rid of the corrosion and moisture.
Gunky
and just
kids'
displaces.
hands. Yeah.
So,
but the Joy-Con fix, though, supposedly, and Nintendo, I guess, has incorporated this because we did a news story because someone did a YouTube video that said to put a little bit of pressure on the back with a piece of cardboard or paper, and then someone took apart the latest Joy-Cons, and Nintendo added something behind the analog stick, which helps it return back to zero. It's like it needed like a little more pressure back there.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think the OLED switch, like we said, will be probably fixed. So do you guys want to talk about 12 minutes? Do you want to do that roundtable first?
Yeah, let's do 12 minutes.
Okay. So
all right, keep it to exactly 12 minutes and then start again at the top.
All right, let's talk about this game because
it's a hard game to talk about because I don't want to spoil too much.
Well, that is true, and the thing is, like, I don't even know how much of the game I've even experienced. Like, I just. I played.
Let's set up the premise of the game, though.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you are a guy who's married to
Daisy Ridley from Star Wars.
So James McAvoy, Daisy Ridley, Willem Dafoe. It's voice acted. It is like this top-down isometric, well, not really isometric, but top-down view of an apartment. And the day will loop over and over and over until you get it right.
Yeah.
And it's roguelike because you learn something each time you play, hopefully.
Or you're like me and you just make the same dumb actions and you're like,
well, the thing is, like,
different?
Okay, so I mean, can we do any spoilers at all? Because I want to talk about some things.
But I think that we can also talk about it without giving specifics of what to do because you don't want to watch a video on this. You don't want to learn about what to do. The part of the fun of this,
and I almost searched, and I'm like, don't do it.
No, you can't do that.
It.
So I've seen a lot of conflicting stuff about this game. Like Hideo Kojima loves it. He's been tweeting saying now he wants to make an adventure game. Other people are writing articles saying it's so frustrating. I think for me, I actually really like this game because I played a lot of old school adventure games, so I'm okay with like beating my head against the wall trying to figure out what to do. And yes, it can be frustrating to do the same day over and over. There aren't like save points, but it will remember there is progress. If you learn something in a previous game, it'll now come up as a dialogue option in the next game. So you do actually, your character itself is retaining some information, not just you in real life.
And also they will feed you new information as you progress too, right?
I think it's important to talk about the drama in this game. Like, sorry,
okay.
John.
Okay. So let's talk about first impressions.
Don't tell me you're traumatized by a guy breaking in.
No. Like what the plot is, because that you find out very early. Like someone keeps a right. John, you can take it, but
what's that?
Willem Dafoe is a cop who beats down your door and kills your wife. Well, tries to.
Well, kills you.
Accuses her, kills you, whatever. Like, however it happens, there's some sort of altercation.
His voice is so badass, by the way, in this.
I love his voice.
Like, William Dafoe as the cop, like, the first time it happened, I was like, holy fuck, that cop's an asshole. I'm scared.
Green Lanterns at the door.
Yeah.
That voice of the cop is so, like, threatening and menacing.
It doesn't even sound like the other two because they're doing American accents and they're British or whatever. So I couldn't even like pick out Daisy or James like from them.
Yeah, but William Dafoe, I think he steals the show. Like honestly,
he does.
That that cop is like, you don't want that cop in that room. It's like, oh my God, no,
and
no,
who
no,
do you
don't,
trust?
no, not
do you
yet.
trust this cop? Because this cop is trying to spin a tale, and you don't know if you should believe him or not. And so,
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
the cop's an asshole, though.
oh, maybe your wife is more of
you
an
gotta
asshole.
get
We
more
don't
into
know.
the game, maybe.
Yeah, we
You don't
gotta
know what's
play a
going
little
on.
bit.
Well, I know. Listen, I haven't. Okay, I haven't. I don't even know how far I am into it, but I pretty much. I think I believe that. She's bad.
I saw an article about this. It's like they blame the woman, and it's bad. And the only thing this
I called the cops and I said my wife is a murderer.
I did that too.
Did you put the phone in the ventilation grate? Like, is that
What?
Oh yeah, see,
what
there's
happens
little
when you do that?
specific. I don't know. There's like specific things you can do, and you have to try everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those games where you want to fool around and see what this does with
pro
that.
tip, by the way.
So yeah, like I
didn't know you could drag
sleeping
things
pills on
onto-
your wife, and then
I didn't know you could drag things into other things until like
Yeah.
2 hours into the game.
Oh, that's pivotal for
Yeah, it's
a
very-
certain sequence.
because I
yeah.
dragged the pills into her water, like, and I'm like,
Right.
oh,
we're in,
you
we're
can
in
do
major
that?
spoiler stuff. But this is still very kind of early on. You'll figure that out within
Right.
the
Yeah.
first couple of playthroughs.
But Michelle's right, because they have kind of planned for everything. So,
Yeah.
when you first enter the apartment, your wife's in the bathroom, she doesn't see you. If you hide in the closet, she'll come out and just go about her actions, or she'll say
Right.
something, oh, where did he go? So
Right.
they have said, like, it's such a small environment, right? There's 3
Yes.
rooms, but they have made it so you can do a lot within that time loop to really mix things up.
Yeah, I hid in
Yeah.
the closet one playthrough, and then he came in and
Yeah.
roughed her
Yeah.
up. But
You're supposed to, though. That's
Yeah, well,
right.
you need
Oh.
more spoilers, but hiding in the closet is
supposed
good.
to do that? Wait,
Did you get him down on the ground and everything, John?
I
No.
did. I
Oh,
learned how
you
to do
didn't play
that.
much. Yeah, so he goes in
Yeah.
there. This is more spoilers coming because if you're not going to play, he electrocutes himself on a light switch, basically gets knocked out. You hide in the closet, then you go out. You can actually shoot him, and he bleeds out slowly. If somebody dies, the game restarts, though, so you don't want to kill him. But you can learn something from him, and then in the next playthrough, you can then ask him about it and get somewhere else with it. So, I could see how some people could find some moments of frustration, but for me, it really got me thinking. And I like things that make me think, whether it be a game, a podcast, a movie, and I found myself trying to figure this out, trying to learn what I could do, use my environment to my advantage. Okay, take the knife from there. So I actually really, really like this game. I think it is unique. I think it's worth playing, but it is a loop. You're going to have to repeat some actions. Like, there's no question.
It is frustrating. I'm in the middle, Michelle.
Okay.
I had to look at one walkthrough because I just didn't feel like standing there going through day after day because I didn't get one item at the right time.
Maybe there should be checkpoints, but it probably would ruin it, Matt.
the
really.
second item to prove I can't get past the present.
Yeah, but don't think ahead like that. Just try another route.
Think
like there's this
Imagine
whole
Dragons.
Yeah, there's a whole thing, and I think the art on the wall is a hint. But there's a whole thing with this pocket watch and where that is.
Well, that's where I am right now with the watch. I see. I stabbed the cop, and then he knocked the knife out of my hand. Like I got to that.
There's so many little. Well, I didn't stab the cop, so there's so many little different things you can do and ways you can take it. I got him with a light switch and knocked him out, and then I zip tied his hands, and then I pulled the phone out of his pocket, and I found something on that.
I just shot him in the head.
Yeah, but then the game ends if you shoot him in the head.
Well, actually, no. He sticks around, and then I called the police. But then, I just waited out the 12 minutes. And that was the end of the
He
game.
bleeds out. Yeah, so you don't
Yeah.
want to kill him. But yeah, so a lot of the chatters are saying they were frustrated. I don't know. I could sense that a little bit. Like there
But
was a
did
moment
she
when I
kill
was
her
like,
father?
I mean, I think she's a crazy bitch. We don't know.
Maybe you got to ask her
You gotta
once you
ask
find
her.
that.
And
Watch
she's
watch.
really.
Confront
I mean, it's
her.
easy to piss her off. Like
I mean,
if
first-
you sit in the wrong
Yeah.
chair, if
Yeah,
you
yeah.
eat before
She is-
her.
She
Very
is a woman.
explosive, that's
She is a
true.
woman. We can be a little testy. No, but when you first come in, even the first time, she goes to hug you and kiss you, and you kind of push her off. I think. So
Okay,
maybe you
rude.
already sense that there's something wrong with this woman, and we don't know what was going on in their marriage beforehand or relationship, whatever it is. But so I don't know. I like this game. I recommend trying it, even though you might. Did you get frustrated, John, or what do you think of it? Because Matt's in the middle.
I mean, you said I played it probably 2-3 hours, something like that.
Oh yeah. Well, you didn't get very far.
No, I played like a half hour here, half hour there, kind of a thing.
This is like an IQ test, and
I appreciate that it's a new novel concept for me. There
Yes,
might be another
yeah.
game like it, but I like
Yeah.
how it's a different idea.
Yeah.
And it's well executed. I mean, everything is fun. That voice acting.
I think
great.
Willem
it's cool
makes it. I want to, interrogate him, and I want to figure it out.
He totally makes it. He's menacing.
He is. I think he's right though. Personally, that's my gut right now. But so will either of you see through this game with the help of a walkthrough at least, or are you?
I'm not going to look at anything. I refuse to look at.
You're going to keep playing, John. You're going to keep doing this over and over.
I like it. No, I totally like
John.
it.
Okay.
Yeah. Finish it.
Yeah.
You'll find out.
I think I'm going to play more too. Like at first, I was a little unsure.
Is there an ultimate ending to it?
Find that pocket
people
watch
don't
button.
like some people don't like the ending, or they say
There is a definitive.
Well, there's a
conclusion
good
to this.
ending. I think there's a bad ending. I think there's multiple things you can get, but I've tried not to
Technically,
look
there's
at
a lot of
that. I don't
endings.
really,
Yeah.
I don't really want to know. I know I could so I'll see things and I'll try not to look like articles or whatever. But there's been some drama around the game too. Like I said, just it's violent or this or that. It's like, so I don't know. I try not to click on any of this bullshit and just kind of play this game and experience it because it is different.
Yeah. Yeah. Jedi of Light says there's videos in the PS5 version that gives you hints in the game. I don't know if he's talking about Demon Souls, but wait, this isn't even on PS5. What am I talking about? Is it?
I mean, it should be. Isn't it on everything? I know it's on Steam.
Yeah, it's on PS5.
Well, let me.
Wasn't
Or
this
Xbox.
This was showcased on an Xbox event, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
So it's actually. I'm just looking at the price.
might
It's
be worse.
It's not.
$24.99.
It's not on PS5.
What
Oh,
do you
you're
guys
probably
think
talking
of
PS5
the price on
Demon
this?
Souls.
Do you think it's like worth $25?
Game Pass.
How much is
Well,
it?
I know
Michelle?
it's $25. It's on Game Pass. Yes.
Yeah.
Why would anyone
Yeah.
pay $25 for this?
'Cause-
Just subscribe to Game Pass for a month.
Maybe they have
Let's
a
talk about
PlayStation
Psychonauts 2.
or I don't know. Like not everybody
Yeah.
has an Xbox or a PC. Maybe they have a
Some
Switch
people
and a
wanna play on their
PlayStation.
sofa.
Yeah,
I know, but it's not on Switch or PlayStation.
it's
It's
not.
on Xbox consoles.
It's on
yeah.
Xbox and Windows. That's it. The end.
That's it.
Right.
yes.
Really?
Yes. This was part of one of the Microsoft
Then why is it on
events they
Steam
had.
Day one?
Because Microsoft's playing nice with Steam. They put like the Halo beta on there.
That's true. They are because they feel like it's a different
Yeah.
market or whatever. Interesting. Okay, so I thought this was on PlayStation and stuff.
Yeah, me too.
Not according to the Google
The Google.
platform. Xbox One, Series X, Series
There are
S,
no
Microsoft
plans
Windows.
for PlayStation version. I mean, this would actually play really well on the Switch. It's a shame because
Yeah,
it's basic.
with touch
It's-
controls.
Yeah.
Totally.
Interesting. How many endings are there? There are 6 endings, each involving different choices and achievements. They can be accessed early in the game. Okay, so yeah, there are multiple endings. All right, so that's 12 minutes. I think we all recommend at least trying it. It's on Game Pass.
Totally. Yep.
Yeah, it's a very unique experience, I think.
It is.
All right, so why don't we do our Psychonauts 2 roundtable?
Yes.
Now, Matt,
John's brain for this?
do you have a history with Psychonauts?
I do, John. Thanks for asking. I played the first game and loved the first game. Yeah.
John,
one of
what
my
about
favorite
you?
games.
Did you
I
played
played the
game
first
and did
game.
not like it, right?
First of all, I like 3D
Played the first
platformers
level of
a
the first
lot,
Yep.
and I never got into this game. I owned it
Yes.
on the original Xbox, and I just
Yes. The
I
first
never
time-
connected with it, and I actually revisited the game. I think I bought it on Steam when I had my when I hooked my PC to my TV. I was like looking for platformers, and I still couldn't get into it.
Yeah, John, you were not
really?
only did you not like this game, I remember you were very adamant about the fact that this game was not good. It was only because of, quote, Tim Schafer jizz. That was the first time we
Yes,
sort of
there's-
coined that phrase on
That's
the
the right.
podcast.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
Because you said people only liked this because it was a Tim Schafer game. And why? Like, who is this guy? What was his pedigree before this game? I don't even know. But I just know I had...
Lucas.
Okay.
He did all those. He did like Grim Fandango and all that
Okay.
shit. The stuff that
Okay.
you
Did
like.
Brutal Legend too.
I was never like that into LucasArts stuff. Like I said, I've always been more Sarah. So
Yeah.
I don't know. You called it the Tim Schafer jizz. I'm very curious if you...
I mean, listen, Tim Schafer seems like a cool dude, honestly, but
Okay.
I do feel like every time he releases a game, Double Fine game, people just lose their mind. Like I did like Brutal Legends.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was fun.
This game is getting really good
Headlander
reviews.
was
the
another
best rated game of the year or something. I read.
He did Secret of Monkey Island.
Yeah, see, I never got
Grim
that into that one.
Fandango.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
Grim-
got a unique style. Like when you play his
Yeah.
games, it has
Listen,
its unique
I
charms, and it's
when
funny.
Grim Fandango came out, I remember
Yeah.
wanting to play that so bad.
Yeah.
Like the art style was really
Yeah.
appealing to me, like that kind of Day of the Dead stuff. Or is that what it's called?
I mean, had a Beetlejuice kind of, yeah, Day of the Dead Mexican Halloween.
Cinco del Dedo.
Yeah. Whatever
Cinco
that is, that
Dedo.
holiday.
Yeah.
So anyway, listen, I went into this assuming it's going to be more of the same with better graphics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Matt?
This isn't starting out good.
Well, look,
I don't like the energy you're bringing to
And
this.
Michelle, I do like Tim Schafer's jizz.
No, I
You're not
don't
into
like
that.
it at all. He's not my kind of jizz. I'm not into it. I didn't like the first game. I don't love platformers, but
It's very quirky.
I have to say right off the bat, and I went in like sort of with
Dental
bias.
phobia.
I don't like the look of this game. It just fucking annoys me. I look at this
Really?
game and I
You don't
want
like the character designs?
No,
It's very
don't
Tim
like
Burton
It. I don't.
kinda-
Tim Burton isn't even that bad to me. It's like there's something about this game where just
They're
looking
grotesque.
at it,
Yeah.
it's not my hashtag not my kind of jizz. It's not my kind of jizz. It's just not my thing. You know, I just don't like the look of this
fair.
game, and I don't really feel like, and I hate it. I don't like what I played. I can recognize how some people would like this. Like the art style is very unique. It's fun platforming. But for me, like, this is not my kind of jizz. Now, Matt, this is your kind of jizz, right?
I am on the opposite side of the spectrum because,
I know.
I mean,
You
it
want
is.
the jizz.
I want the jizz, just
Okay.
like a hose right into my face.
Yeah.
Look, this is.
So be careful.
And I don't know if we got a good understanding of the game because I'm pretty sure we all played the first level, the one that takes place in the office that turns into a dental nightmare with teeth everywhere. It's a really weird introduction, and for people who are looking for a reason not to play this game, I can see them going like, "This is."
So
too
did you
weird.
get to the part where you're in the ship with everyone jacked in?
Yeah, and I got to the big brain head cord. I mean, we all only had an hour to play this, right?
So we all
Yeah.
got to the same spot,
Yeah.
basically. And,
I think so. Yeah.
I just feel like I've seen enough for me to know after playing the first game and this game that there's something about this that is not Michelle.
So here's the thing, Michelle. I think I want you to try it more because the appeal of Psychonauts 1 is that each level was a totally different game. Like you were playing, one was a big board game you were playing, another was like a bowling simulator, another was like a cooking show.
Yeah, the level design seems really interesting.
one was
with
like
these games, for
storming
sure.
the beaches of Normandy or something,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Another was like you're a big kaiju tearing down. So the thing about the game, you got a very basic platform you gave off the top of this one, but what the game is going to different people's minds, trying different game modes. There's just so many different things it throws at you, and that's the appeal of Psychonauts 2.
I can see the appeal. I can see how some people, like the chatters are saying, are calling this game of the year. And if this is somebody's game of the year, I totally get it. I just can't find this connection to it for me. Like, I can't get this excitement over it. John, do you like it, John?
Next gen. I mean, it's for the PS4.
Well, I played it on the and we should talk about that too because Microsoft bought Double Fine Studios, and because this was a Kickstarter with a PS4 commitment.
Yeah.
It's the only reason it's on the PS4.
Why was this a Kickstarter? Are they some small indie company? I thought this guy had a huge pedigree, and
I think
the first one was so big.
I think they were whatever the step is after indie. I think is what they were. Like they
were still culty, classic-y. Like, they weren't mainstream.
Okay.
Psychonauts is not a mainstream.
He didn't have like Call of Duty money or something. You know, he was.
Well,
you know,
I mean, who does? But just.
I mean, Brutal Legend was probably the last serious mainstream game that he did in a long time, right?
Right. So,
and that kind
John, what do you think of this as somebody who loves platformers?
Okay, so I played on my PC, and I do have it installed on my Xbox too, and I will play more. I do want to talk about the PC performance just a little bit. So the game ran it was locked in at 100 frames on my computer. Like the number never moved on my monitor. But I was getting weird slowdowns, like stutters that would happen every now and then, and it was bothering me. Did you experience anything like that, Michelle?
I didn't, but I have had that problem before, and I've actually closed the Xbox app itself, and it's fixed it. I just feel like that app is a pile of shit for PC, and we've said it. And a lot of times these games that come out, they don't have the performance issues on Steam that they do on the Windows Store because of some sort of DRM or some sort of background process that's going on. So this game launches tomorrow on Steam, and I doubt people will have some of the performance issues that I think are happening that I just maybe didn't notice or didn't see with whatever I had going on.
Yeah, it took me out of the game a couple times where like I would jump and then in midair my character would just freeze for a split second and then come down. But I would look at my frames and they're always at 100. Like that 100 in my top right corner of my monitor
and it's not
never
that taxing,
changed.
like Matt said. Like you're not blown away like say Ratchet and Clank next gen.
I think it looks okay for what it is. And there are settings. I changed everything to very high and all that stuff. So by default, it was scaling it like at 60 or 70% resolution of your monitor. I changed that to 100 and then cranked everything to very high, and I was still getting the 100 frames. I think it looked okay, but I think it's the style of the game too. It's kind of like it's a little muted, the colors and everything, and
it's this weird psychotic world, like Matt's saying, going into people's minds, different levels. But what did you think of the gameplay? Did you have fun?
So I thought the platforming was fun. I thought it was actually rather deep, the ability of your character. I mean, the character has like a 1,000 moves. They can ride a ball, they can float down. The character
right
had
off the top too, right?
A burning, had a fire burning ability, had a like a laser beam shot, double jump. Slide on the wall, jump to the other wall, kind of thing. So your character actually has a lot of deep movement that I don't remember from the last game, right?
I think towards the end you unlock them, but no, this game gives you all those abilities up front.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was kind of impressed with that, and they were using the abilities. Obviously, we played that whole first section, which was obviously a tutorial, introducing each ability one by one. But, what I played was... I did not hate it, Michelle. I actually was having kind of fun. I did find a lot of the dialogue to be annoying and lengthy, and I wanted to skip most of it. I did not skip any of it. I sat through it, but I didn't care, I just didn't care. It's just like, I get it. Okay, this dentist guy's an asshole. Let's go. Come on. And this game is a big psychological thing about, the baggage in your brain and stuff, and there's regrets that you're fighting, and
stuff. Yeah.
How much does this game cost? Because it is a $60 game. Okay.
Yeah. Full price here. I think we all got. I'd like to see if we play it again next week and get a different impression, because I think the real game is now.
I will play more.
Arrived at the headquarters.
100%. I will play more. No doubt. I want to play it on my Xbox. Because you know what? Quite frankly, I'm not playing anything on my Xbox. So this is the perfect Xbox game, controller game, couch platformer. I think you're going to end up really liking it, John.
I think you're going to like it better than the first.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I do. I felt like you were going to like this. I knew Matt was going to love it. And I mean, like, it is off the charts style-wise, and like this may be like your exact cup of tea. But I don't really want to play more. But it is interesting thinking about each level being its own individual game. And I think that's what sort of propels you forward to want to keep playing. And it just, if you hate one, it's sort of like the Hitman thing. Like, you guys loved that mansion level, but the next one was the boring German club. And it's like, well, what's after that? I want to see that level, So you kind of play it individual.
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
Yeah.
Right.
I just wish the presentation was a tiny bit, like a notch better. I feel after coming from Ratchet and Clank, like...
Oh, yeah, it's nowhere near. And I was saying that going into this, that it should be Ratchet and Clank level graphics and style and ray tracing and glycering this and glycering that.
These are complicated environments. Like,
they are complicated, but again, it is kind of doing that Tim Burton kind of Nightmare Before Christmas kind of thing.
And stylized.
And it is a little cartoony, but Ratchet and Clank... Like, those environments were grounded in reality. The characters look like Pixar furry animals, but really
it doesn't have that polish. Let's be real.
It doesn't have that polish.
No.
But Ratchet and Clank's not going for this fantasy cartoon thing so much. They're, the city looks like a New York City in the future. The desert looks like a desert. It's like Ratchet and Clank. The environments are just, to me, more grounded in reality.
I thought it would.
Whereas this is
look
not
a little
doing
better.
that.
I mean, when I heard like Microsoft bought them, and it wasn't just an indie Kickstarter anymore, right? Microsoft bought them, pumped money into it, right? There was time to fix it before launch. It just didn't feel like. I mean, it feels like a Game Pass game. It doesn't feel like some AAA $60 game.
I agree. But I think the next game is... Listen, I think Microsoft's plan with buying these studios like Double Fine, we're not going to feel the effects of that for probably at least 5 years.
Yeah. I feel this is still mostly Double Fine working on this.
I think so, too.
Yeah,
I think that they started the game because of the Kickstarter.
Yeah.
They promised everybody the PS4, and it was a PS4 era game.
So it's not coming PS5?
No, it's not.
Okay.
So you might be able to play the PS4 binary on the PS5, but there's there's not going to be an official PS5 release.
Yeah. So and don't mock me for this. I'm actually playing it on the PS5. I know I can get it for free on Game Pass.
Oh, really?
Oh, is it out today? I thought we had to wait till tomorrow for the things. Okay.
No, it came out on PS4.
Okay.
Look, I had a gift card. I wanted to play this on my couch. I wanted to see what it's like on PS4. I know.
Dear.
Don't judge me. I wanted my trophies. I wanted my sit back in the couch and play the game on my big TV.
What's wrong with achievements?
I'm a trophy
He doesn't
guy.
have any Steam cred. He wants the the PlayStation friends list to be like, oh.
Yeah, I got to pump that score,
Yeah,
man, on my
100%.
PlayStation.
You should have at least seen
but the performance on that is
if you
good.
liked it first. Like, what if you went in and hated it?
I know.
So
I knew I was gonna
here's the
like it,
thing,
though.
Matt. Like,
Yeah.
so you played on the PS4, on the PS5
Yeah.
with the PS4 binary. So you
Okay.
had PS4 era graphics. So
Right.
I bet you what I played and Michelle played looks better than
Yeah.
what you saw.
Probably a little better. And I'm actually loading it
Yeah.
up on my Game Pass just to see what it looks like, see if there's a
Yeah.
big difference.
You can tinker with the settings like John said, but you're not going to be blown away by any means. And they could have maybe done that because cartoon styles can definitely do that. Like, you can get away with a lot more, right? And
Yeah.
they didn't really do that.
That's not to say that I don't think it's broken by any means. I think it could have been better that way, but I still think it's going to be a great game, and I definitely will continue playing it.
Yeah, people really like it. It's well reviewed.
I mean,
so.
listen, Game Pass. I'm happy that I have Game Pass because of games like this, right? Where I was kind of lukewarm going into it, and like Michelle said, I might end up really enjoying it
I think
in the
you
long
will.
term.
Yeah,
And
I think
because
you're
of Game
gonna like it.
Pass, I'm enthusiastically trying it and playing it.
It's good to see them getting exclusives, quote, whatever, because they did have the previous commitment with PlayStation, but this was supposed to be after they purchased them. I mean, you can't get it on the PS5, whatever.
Right.
I know you can play it on Steam, but it's good for Microsoft to have these games that make you kind of feel good about Game Pass, not just like last year's or last month's shitty game, but something new that's day one, comes out. And
Well, here's the thing: like Microsoft's got to be sitting back, going, "Okay, we've got our shooter Halo, right?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "Okay, now we need
Where's
a
the
platformer.
platformer? Yeah.
Where's our Mario? Where's our Ratchet and Clank?" So, I don't think this is it yet, but I think it can be, in the future, assuming there's a Psychonauts 3.
Well, it's getting fantastic reviews, though. I mean,
It
people
is,
are looking
yeah.
past the presentation. 9s and 10s a lot, so...
some of
Who
that's
knows?
that
It's
Schaefer
definitely-
jizz,
yeah.
though. I think there is a taint to this game. It's like people loved it before it came out. Like you, Matt, you said, hey, I'm
Yeah.
going to love this game. I'm going to buy it on PlayStation before even buying
Yeah.
it, right? I think a lot of people
Yeah,
are going
you're right.
into this, fans of the first one, fans of this dude, whatever, and they like want to love it or they love it already. And whereas me, I went in kind of feeling like, I don't know, I didn't like the first one. I don't really like the style of this. I went in kind of the opposite way. And really, nobody's right or wrong. It's just, does this game speak to you or not? But like we said, being on Game Pass
Look.
is sort of the no-brainer. Unless you're Matt, because you buy games on your PlayStation.
Look, Tim Schafer to me is like David Bowie. Like I love David Bowie,
Okay.
and he releases sometimes really weird albums that I don't like at first.
Tim
But I
Schafer
really
is not David Bowie.
No,
Let's
listen to
not
my
get
really.
stupid.
Let's
Let's
not
This is a
get
really
stupid.
ham-fisted analogy, but
Okay, let's hear
I
it.
mean, like I will give David Bowie albums a little extra time and try a little more effort to try and love it because I know I respect
Yeah.
I respect the artist. So I think that's what I'm doing with this game. Whereas if it wasn't Tim Schafer, I might not enjoy it as much. But since it is, I have faith that it's going to be
a
a
little
better game. down
fanboy.
the
Like
long
this
run.
guy can't do wrong, right?
I mean,
Now,
yeah,
how
there's a
about,
little
like,
bit of
Ridley
fanboy in this.
Scott
for
made
sure.
Let's not use
Gladiator
David.
and
How
made
about like
shit
Tom
movies.
Waite or
It
something? He's like
happens.
Tom Waite or something like
Okay.
that. Like
Yeah, okay. What about Beck? Like Beck makes
no,
some weird
no,
stuff.
no.
I
God,
don't even like David Bowie, so I don't know. He's just
What?
A guy, yeah, I can't stand him. Like, he was in Labyrinth. He had a weird makeup on his face. That's
David
what I
Bowie
know.
was cool.
Beast.
Listen, like I mean, Stevie Ray Vaughan was his fucking guitarist. So
I
like,
don't care about that guy either. It's
David
just
Bowie
not
was
my
one of the
kind
best
jazz.
musicians of our time. Anyway,
Hashtag not
David
my
Bowie
jizz.
jizz.
No.
Yeah.
no, not your
No,
jizz.
No, my jizz. Didn't he have sex with like Mick Jagger or something? I don't know.
Oh,
These,
I think
Probably.
that
these
that is a
people
rumor.
are.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the rumor here. Well, what else on
Sure.
Psychonauts? Anything else in closing?
No, I mean,
Oh, by the
to
way,
John's point about
Let's talk about this. Why did the game come out at 8:00 today?
That's so weird. I was
game-
just sitting there.
Yeah.
The game came, and by the way, if you guys are not aware, the game came out an hour before we recorded this podcast,
Yes.
right? So obviously, none of us had time to really play it. And why did it come out at 8:00? That was so
I don't
fucking
know.
bizarre.
Because it's
Did it
tomorrow.
live in like
on
Asia or something?
another
Nothing
platform.
like that's ever happened before. Can you think of a time where?
Does that unlock? Is
Yeah.
there another country where that's midnight? I don't know. Like maybe China.
That's what I
or,
was thinking.
Like Finland or something.
It was
I
a
don't
weird
know.
move because everyone's just staring at that clock, that countdown
Yeah.
clock, and I
It
was
was
like, why
made
can't I just play
no
this?
fucking sense. Like, and the thing is, like, and here's another thing too. I preloaded the game on my Xbox, right? I'm like, oh, this is great. Microsoft's doing all these preloads, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then I go so earlier today, I launched my Xbox and I tried to launch the game. And it says, oh, there's a 34 gig update that came out today. Like,
Yikes.
what's the preload?
That's the size of the game, by the way. It's
I
29
know. So
gigs.
what the fuck did I preload?
Maybe just the purchase? I don't know.
doesn't make any sense. And then same thing on the PC. There was an update, but that did not seem to take very long. The PC update, because I preloaded on the PC too.
I mean, it's definitely got to recommend for me, and I think it's a step up from kind of Game Pass stuff. Like, I feel like it's an event. I think it's a definite Game Pass.
I agree with
event.
you. Like, listen, this is the type of stuff that we hope happens on a regular basis with Game Pass, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, yeah, the game, there's some things about it that we wish were better or different somehow, as far as the presentation and the polish and all that. But really, at the end of the day, this is what we want Game Pass to give us all the time. This is our Stranger Things. You know?
Which, by the way, should come back soon, hopefully. I don't know.
Those kids are like 30.
I'm trying to
They're all gonna
convert
be like
time zone
40-year-olds.
converters. I'm seeing like if in Indian Standard Time, if it's midnight. That's what
Is that
I'd
where
be
their
doing.
studio is
I
in
don't know.
India?
Yeah. They're
Well,
in,
like
they're in Bangladesh.
Europe's like what, 5 hours ahead, and like
Yeah.
Asia's
Tim
like
Schafer's American, isn't he? Like, isn't Double Fine an American studio?
He's hiding out. I don't know what he's doing.
I wonder how much
Stuck there on
he
the
had.
lockdown.
I'm looking at the little stats here on Google. Designer was Zach McClendon, and the publisher and the composer.
Is that
so
why
I don't
his
know.
LucasArts game was called Zach McCracken?
So it says here that Zach was actually the designer, not Tim Schafer.
So this
Well,
is Zach
someone's probably
Jizz.
his boss.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, it's Zach Jizz. Yeah. It's just a limp biscuit of jizz.
He's the
Yeah.
lead designer.
Anyway.
So I'm sure
Anyway.
Tim's more of just a overseer these
He's just a
days.
name, so people like Matt can say, I believe in his vision, so I'm going to like this game, damn it. He wouldn't let me down. He's my Bowie. He's my video game Bowie.
of games.
Yeah. So, not a bad game, but not for me, but I think
That
for
doesn't
both
even
of
make
these guys.
sense. The Bowie, he's
He's a-
my David
I mean,
Bowie.
like, I'm willing
What?
to try harder to like it. It was a very
Yeah.
bad analogy, but that's what I'm saying.
See, I don't have that with anybody. It's like I love the first Matrix movie, but I'm not like, okay, the Wachowski brothers, that's brilliant. They did that. I'm like, no, this is shit. They had one.
You've
good
got to have
thing.
artists that you trust, though.
I
Like,
don't
you
think
got to have
so.
artists that
I
you
don't
say, like,
trust anybody.
this is
People
bad,
make
but I'm going
good
to
and
give
bad
it.
shit. You can't do that. I don't think
But
I,
I get-
do.
But
I
I
know
think
what
you
you're
got to give the artist some credit. You got to give them some
yeah,
faith
you gotta see
that
their vision.
yeah,
Maybe
you
they were
got to
on
be
a
like,
drug
I'm going to give
binge
this a
that
little
weekend
extra
and they made
effort.
shit because they're lazy because they already had success. Maybe that one hit
hope
was
you're
the
not
best thing
talking
they
about
could do.
David Bowie.
I don't even care
Just
about
everything
David
David Bowie
Bowie.
puts out
What's
is
your favorite
amazing.
Bowie
All
song?
right.
China Doll? What's it? I don't even know any. Like, I know five
Heart's
songs.
Filthy Lesson off
Okay, I
the
don't
Inside
even know what
album,
that is.
Michelle,
All right,
the concept
sorry.
album.
I know he has a star on his eye and he wears makeup.
I'm Afraid of
I
Americans. Yeah, that's a
don't
Ziggy
really know
Stardust.
that.
days.
Ziggy Stardust, yeah. I've
We
heard
Could
of
Be
that.
Heroes.
Spiders from Mars. We Could Be Heroes is fantastic too.
All right, well let's.
Did you like the Wallflowers version?
Stop talking about David Bowie
could be heroes
before I piss off
just
our
for
Bowie
a day.
fans that are listening.
Let's
play
Dance
a-
is good. I like that
Let's
kind of
Dance.
Stevie Ray Vaughan era.
Yeah.
The more poppy
Niles
stuff.
Rodgers.
Yeah, his latest album, when he died, like he made it before
he's
he died.
dead?
There's a lot of songs about him
Yes.
dying. Oh yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I know he was married
2017.
to Aman. I knew that.
And he released an album after that about him
He
dying.
released album after he died? He did
Yeah,
himself?
like he knew he was dying.
Okay.
God damn it, Michelle.
I don't know. You said How is David Bowie dead? I didn't know he was dead.
He's dead. Yeah.
Yeah, cancer. Yeah, let's have a
that
David
sucks.
Bowie theme game episode.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. I don't know how
John's
I'll be
in.
able to.
I know
We could do a
John's in.
musician theme episode. We could do that. Like pick your favorite
down with
one.
that.
We're
Yeah,
gonna play
and do
that
it.
stupid
Yeah.
Aerosmith Revolution X game. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we could do that.
Musician
Next week or
episode
the
would be
week
good.
after or something. We'll do that in September. All right, let's play a voicemail and then do some news.
Yeah. 520 Feel VGO.
Well, I just wanted to call y'all and let you know that Boyfriend Dungeon's disabling of the mom text is really helpful because my mom reminds me a lot of my wife,
That's
who has that handlebar mustache. And
I double pissed him off.
it really triggers me when I think about it. And I don't know if I'm getting PTSD just thinking about it right now. I'm sorry, I gotta go.
All right, now here's the question though: does your mom remind you of your wife, or does your wife remind you of your mom? Because your mom was there first, hopefully. So I think you got that backwards.
Guys always go for their moms, isn't that?
They
the
do.
thing?
They say you end up marrying your dads and your mom. Yeah,
Yeah, I did both. Right.
you did it literally. You just
Yeah.
you're always
It's
at your
really
dad's
weird.
house. It's kind of creepy.
Very straight family tree, right?
Yeah. So what happened today with Gamescom and Xbox, John? Did you watch this event? Is there anything you're excited about? Because I know you're the Xbox guy. You're the Phil lover. Fill us
Xbox,
in. Yeah.
So I don't think it was very eventful.
I saw a
honestly.
controller people were talking about.
Yeah, they're doing a Forza controller.
It looks ugly.
whoa.
It doesn't look like
People were saying it was like the best looking controller yet,
but it's
right?
like yellow. It looks like someone spilled
Because Forza
mustard
takes
on-
place in Mexico, so I think that.
Oh, okay. Then that's why,
But I don't
yeah.
really read
It's a
that
little
as,
too festive
as
for me.
Mexico.
No.
It's like a fiesta thing or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Festive.
It's like a Taco Bell ad. I don't like what's happening to it, to be honest with you.
So the thing of all the things that were announced, the one thing that appealed to me the most was that Flight Simulator, they're adding a air taxi, which is it's a helicopter. It's a drone. People are saying this is like the update before they officially add helicopters. Right, so this is like testing out that kind of engine.
Yeah.
So it's an electric air taxi. That looked kind of cool to me. I do like the fact that Flight Simulator is alive and getting updates constantly. They're constantly making the world better. They're going to be updating Germany and Switzerland and Austria, making
I'm sorry I
those
asked, John,
areas
because that wasn't
more
the biggest
detailed.
news that came out of there. It was the Xbox
for
cloud
me-
streaming on consoles.
For me,
will bring
well, I don't
Series
care about
X
that.
games to Xbox One. Well, some of our listeners
That
might.
seems
'cause
like a pretty big deal.
that's a pretty big deal because you basically have. Because here's John's question again: What is
Yeah.
an Xbox, right?
Yes. Yeah, do you want to talk about our exchange?
No, I don't. It was like 30 minutes of John just talking to himself, saying "What is an Xbox?" in text, and me ignoring him. That was the exchange today for the show. Like, because we were talking about playing. We were all going to play Psychonauts, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Can I play early on an Xbox? But what is an Xbox?" And then I just went radio silent until the show. To be honest.
Just a wall.
So yeah, basically, you don't need to have a new Xbox to play new Xbox games. It's like playing PS5 games on your PS4, which is the reverse of what you think would happen.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah, obviously that is a big deal. Like it'd be
Yeah.
pretty amazing if they announced it like for the original Xbox and the 360.
Well,
you know,
come on. If you still have that,
but
it's not good.
it is kind of a strange thing, right? Like you have a hardware device.
Tells you they don't
with the
give a
C-
fuck about
with the
hardware.
C-
They want you
with the
Game
CPU
Passing and playing all those Game Pass games.
You have an Xbox One with a CPU and a GPU that can render things in real time, and you're going to basically force you to stream the current version of the game. I guess it's a way of just not supporting the old hardware. That's the long-term play then, right? So like,
Sure.
like they don't look back. And you know, if you look at like Sony, like I think it's a mess. You know, like the Call of Duty beta is coming out in like a week or so for PlayStation as an exclusive, and it's the PS4 fucking version. That's the version you're going to play on the PS5. And I think that speaks volumes about just Sony's just fragmented approach to all
Well,
this.
there's a shortage still. Not everybody who wants a PS5 has gotten one.
I know, but on the Xbox, let's just say that Activision was releasing the Call of Duty beta on the Xbox. You know damn well that it would be a Series X native binary, right? Mm-hmm. You would not be playing the Xbox One X version on the Series X, right?
I mean,
And so anyway, my point is this: is that Microsoft's going, we're not going to look back. If you're going to stay back and be on a console that's 5 years old, well, then xCloud's your answer. You don't need to upgrade. You
I
can
think
still get the
Microsoft is saying
experience.
services. Hey, get Game
I know, but
Pass.
they're
You now
I
have
think
game streaming. We
it's
don't
clear
care if you're
to
doing
me,
it on
though-
your phone. You could literally
Yes,
only
no,
have a
I
phone and
agree.
play Xbox games because of this streaming now. So
Yeah,
right,
you could
that's
play it
what
on
they
an
want.
iPad. You could play it on a Mac.
Yeah.
You could play it everywhere. But
Yeah.
again, though, is that Microsoft, I do think that people that do buy the hardware, like me, that buy the Series X, will be rewarded by playing locally the latest version of the game. And if you want to stay...
PlayStation has that same promise.
No, I don't at all. I really don't.
Matt, what say
listen.
you? You've been quiet.
Oh, jeez. I was reading chat. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I heard the
it's-
Xbox conversation.
Yeah, you just went out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Old
Check
Cranky
out.
Gamer wants to know, did you just learn the word binary?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
you
use
said it a few
I'll use
times, yeah.
executable on the next time I bring it up.
what does that
So-
mean, though? I'm legit asking, what does that mean, binary? Like the original
John
code?
is
Like, what does that
non-binary
mean?
tonight. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. Good for you. I don't care. It's fine. Live your
So-
life. No,
so-
but what does it legit mean? I'm asking you what it means.
It's the program. It's the file. It's the executable.
Okay. All right.
So-
game.
Yes. So, but anyway, my point is this: is that since I got the PS5, there's a bunch of games I can't even fucking play because they're not backwards compatible, and some games there's warnings in the store that say this is the PS4 version, and you
Right.
might have an uneven experience. That just doesn't happen on the Xbox at all. You know, it just doesn't happen. Period.
Okay.
And yet,
so Microsoft,
PlayStation
I think they're
has
saying
won the console war, and
who said that?
None of this matters. Well, sales.
Sales.
Listen,
Microsoft's
I've already,
doing these things
I already,
right.
Global
We
North
know
American
this.
sales.
They need games.
No, the thing is, I already
Games.
said this like a year ago when Game Pass came around.
Okay.
That Microsoft, we're going to see these news stories that the PS5 is outselling the Xbox 2-1.
Yeah.
But Microsoft's sitting here going with this other stat that is Game Pass.
Right.
That is bringing them monthly income
Are they
from a
profitable,
gazillion
or are
users.
they in the hole from the studios, or what? What's the news
They're
on that?
definitely in the hole. They've
Yeah.
been spending
I don't know.
billions
I have
of
no
dollars.
idea.
Yeah.
Games Pass is losing them money. I think I read that as well. I'll have to find out.
Yeah.
But Michelle's right. Games. It's games. I mean, the argument for a console is still owning a Sony, and I'm going to get a lot of tweets about this. Owning a Sony PS5 means you have access to exclusive, amazing games, and Xbox.
And there should
Sorry,
be
what-
more.
what-
Right now, there's only a
There should
couple.
be more.
Right?
There's a
Demon
dearth right now.
Souls
Yeah.
and Ratchet.
All right, well, let's get back.
But all the studios they're
Yeah.
buying, that's going to come to fruition next year, and I'm going to be eating those words, I
Bethesda.
think, because Bethesda
Elder
and all
Scrolls
that stuff.
and
So
Starfield and whatever.
as soon as Fallout is a Microsoft
Yeah.
exclusive, I'm running
Again,
to the store.
5 years.
Will it
this,
be
this
a
is not
polished
gonna be
Fallout
fully,
game, or will it be some mediocre pile of Game Pass crap?
It's
That is
not,
the question.
No way.
Will the
that's why
quality
you buy
drop?
a Bethesda. That's why you buy
I
a
don't know.
Bethesda.
I hope
No, but
so.
will it be made so to play on all these streaming, maximized for all these streaming?
Well, it's
Xbox
streaming. I
services?
think it's guaranteed it's going to work because that's some other back end
Yeah.
technology. So,
Yeah, but we said the same about Stadia, and we were shitting all over that.
well, listen, that's all to be seen. Again, this is 5 years from now. All this shit. I'm telling you, 5 years from now, it's
God,
all
who
going to
knows
make
where
sense.
we'll all be in 5 years. This is too much
I know.
time. I want
it's
it now.
gonna make sense. It
Old
will
in
make
our
sense.
40s doing a
So, all
game
right. So,
like
all
that.
right.
Yeah.
Going back to Gamescom. All right. So,
What?
they showed some more Forza 5 shit, which by the way, I'm very interested in Horizon 5.
Yeah, I'm
and
sure
that
it's
is a
fun.
quality fucking Game
Horizon
Pass
Dawn.
game,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like that's one of the best looking games. So,
Although playing online with people was frustrating.
it was frustrating. We did an event and we could not sync up.
You have
and
to
meet
play
up,
for
and it
3
was-
hours just to unlock the online capabilities, and then nobody could sync. And
Yes.
people who were on Xbox were dropping, and it, like that. Yeah, it's messy, but a good game.
All right. So, Dying Light 2 doesn't interest me, but they showed more of
First
that
one
game.
was
Does that
cool.
interest?
Yeah, I played co-op. It's it's kind of a zombie parkour game, but it felt different enough where it's not like zombies again, because it was just like different fun quests to do around the map. It kind of felt like Fallout or something with zombies.
So they did show a new game called Stray Blade, which
Mm-hmm.
is a brutal action RPG. I think it's Souls-like. Did you guys look at that at all?
Is that the cartoony Souls-like game? Yeah.
No.
It's
not
okay. 'Cause
cartoony.
there was a game coming out
comparing
that's
it to
supposed to be
Hollow
a
Knight?
cute Souls-like game, and I think it's supposed
No.
to be.
Well, they're
This is
using
not
that term for
cartoony.
everything.
Okay. Well, they said game was
It's
announced.
not cartoony.
Well, they said it was cute.
This
it
is
cute?
not cute. No.
This is a cute Souls-like game.
Well, it's an
There's
animated.
There's nothing cute about it.
It's a
I
side
think this
scroller,
is the
right?
game we're talking about. It's supposed to be cute.
What is
It's
cute about that? Skip around that video. It's not cute.
People said it
There's
was
nothing cute about that. Where's
Cute.
cute?
I don't know if
Oh,
it's it.
yeah, that's not cute.
I don't
That's
know
not
if it's
cute.
it. Then there was another one announced.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know the one you're
I'll
talking
look
And
about.
I don't even know if
looks
this. I don't even
cheap.
know if this is Souls-like, but it seems. Kingdom of Amular plus Dark Souls. The YouTube comments
Yeah,
say.
it is. Stray Blade. If Dark Souls but make it cute isn't a compelling elevator pitch, then we don't know what is. Games Radar article. So
What
they're
is
saying-
cute about that? I don't
Look
see
at your
the
little
cute.
furry man with a fucking torch. Look at him. It's
If you
cartoon. Looks like
wanna
World
be.
of Warcraft.
The other guys
This
look
is
like the Knights
definitely
of.
cute. There's cartoon. This is
Oh,
Fortnite graphics.
Is that
Stick
Howard the
around.
Duck?
Yeah, there's
that Howard
like
the Duck?
this is like Zelda grass and like whimsical. This isn't dark like a Dark Souls game or Demon Souls. This is cutesy. You're a little furry man. You're running around. You got rocks. It's too pretty. There's bright colors. This is not.
There's no
Souls.
furry man. There's like a
This
Knights
is
of
fucking
Need looking
cute.
guy.
No, this is cute. This is Souls but cute. That's what they're
Yes,
saying.
I would hug every single
Yeah,
character in this
seriously.
video.
That's your kind of jizz, John.
You're gonna hug the what? They look
That's
like
furry. You didn't know.
I'm a furry. You've known this,
Come
John.
on.
You've known this
Yeah.
for a
You
while.
know he's into that. Anything
there's
under
nothing.
4 foot
I don't
tall
see the
with
cute,
hair,
but okay,
he's down.
I'll take your word for it. All right,
Yeah.
so they announced
Furry
that
holes.
Crusader Kings is coming to console. I don't.
That was a huge game.
Age of Empires 4, they showed more of that. So that's kind of it. And also some Humble Bundle thing, day one with Game Pass. There's some kind of a collaboration there.
Yeah, we often get asked about Humble Bundle. I think Ron has tweeted us multiple times saying, why don't you guys
Well, now we don't need it because we're going to
Bundle?
get 7 games from Humble Bundle.
Yeah.
Humble Bundle
What if
day one
Microsoft
on
buys
Xbox
them
Game.
and merges up with them and just gives
They're
us
just
all the games?
overwhelming, those Humble Bundles. It's like, here's 50 new games.
Yeah.
It just feels like I can't. Don't give me
Yeah.
that pressure.
And I've never seen good ones in like years since they've been purchased. I think it's gone downhill. Sorry, Ron. I don't know. I've never been.
So
like, I gotta have
Brendan
that.
Fraser, America's
God.
actor.
He's still alive.
Hey, America's dad.
Yeah,
Aside
I
from
saw
Bill
him in a
Cosby.
movie with Don Cheadle
Oh, that's good.
recently. What was that movie?
It's good.
I haven't seen this guy.
He was
in
great in
ages.
it. No,
Didn't something just come out about him that was like bad?
Yeah, that's
was
what-
He
it?
got sexually assaulted. Like, there was some really weird, dark stuff
Okay.
back
listen,
in the day.
he was in this noir movie called No Sudden Move
Okay.
with Don Cheadle and Benicio del Toro and a whole bunch of really high-end people.
High end.
Kieran
Well, he's
Culkin was in
high-end, so
it and
yeah.
amazing.
Is he?
Kieran Culkin was really great in it. But it was a noir movie that took place in Detroit, and he was like a gumshoe, like a cop, right?
Yeah.
And we didn't even know it was him. He's like this big fat guy with a suit and a fedora.
Wow. He's had some
And
unfortunate hair plugs.
But he played the fucking part. Like, it didn't matter that he was Brendan Fraser from Encino Man. He
Yeah.
was perfect in this fucking movie. The movie sucked, by the way. But anyway, but he was great in this movie. But he was doing a meet and greet, Michelle, with people, I guess on Zoom or something. I guess you do that now. I don't know. But,
Oh, really?
but he was
trying to think
playing.
of the movie I know him from. School Ties.
Yeah. He was doing this like Zoom meet and greet, and he didn't realize
Okay.
he was on camera, and he was playing the Switch, Michelle.
That's what Matt does during our
saw that.
show. Yeah.
I have stopped doing that. Because I realize it turns up on the mic, but
Yeah.
I have stopped.
Okay.
I just look at my phone.
Good. I do that too sometimes.
So, Matt, do you have My Nintendo Platinum points stacking up? You know they expire
Oh, no. When did they expire?
like 6 months after you earn them.
Oh, okay. I do have a bunch of points. What can I use them on, John?
Well, they have they did like the Lego Mario thing.
Oh, yeah. Did anyone ever try that? Did you ever try that?
My
always
friend,
tempted to pick
my
that up.
friend's kid had that, and I saw it in action.
What is it, though? It's just...
Mario has a little screen on his belly, and he has a little. I think it was a barcode reader on the bottom, and you put him on top of a brick with a barcode, and it knows it's that brick, and then it would react the screen and sound effects to match the brick. So it would do like a coin sound, and I don't know.
Yeah, it sounds like fun
Awkward.
for one time, and then...
My kid's son's
Yeah.
like 7 or something, so it amused
Yeah.
him. But anyway, so if you have these platinum points, you have until September 1st to redeem them to get a free little Mario Lego keychain thing. So I did it because I had the points.
Yeah. I might log in to do that. How do you access that? So I go into my Nintendo Switch store?
You go to My Nintendo and just Google My Nintendo Mario keychain or something, Mario Lego, and you'll find links to it.
Nintendo
This is the exact
Mario
link.
Keychain.
But here's the caveat,
Oh, here we go.
and this is kind of bitchy. $7 shipping.
Boo!
That's a little
Fucking dicks.
much.
Right?
Worms. That's the cost of the keychain.
I know.
Plastic piece of crap.
It's like when I was a kid, I'd get those CDs for $1 each. You know, they
Yeah.
get you. I keep signing up for trials at like Columbia Records
Yeah.
or whatever it was, or BGM or something. I had like 500 CDs, but they get you for shipping sometimes.
Yeah, this
It's
is
a
the
scam.
I mean, so you have these points, and by the way, I went in my point history and I saw all the points that have expired in the last like year or two because I never redeemed these things.
You can redeem them
And I-
for discounts too,
I got-
right? In games? I thought
I no, there's two sets of points. There's platinum points and the
Oh.
regular points. The regular points you get like when you buy things, and then you could use those points to pay down games as you check out. And I've used those points to pay for like Bird King and like cheap games, like $2 games, like completely. And then you get these platinum points when you do like milestones in games and websites and shit like that.
Oh, I've only got 200 platinum points. Can you give me some, John?
You can get more. There's a whole page of, if you go to My Nintendo and go to earn points, there's an entire list of things you could do to get platinum points.
Yeah.
I don't want to work for this keychain. That's not something I plan on doing.
Well, listen, I was short like 30 points, and I did these things to get what I needed.
That's a low point in your life. If you're there just watching videos and clicking on banners just so you can get a fucking $7 keychain that you're not going to
I didn't know it was $7. Listen, Michelle, I saw the news story. We were going to report on this tonight on VGO.
You're going to give a full review, unboxing. There's going to be a YouTube video. I get it, but
that's right.
This is just not good. I don't think
these challenges are so funny. That's kind of like link your email to Nintendo.
Yes.
Click I will receive promos from Nintendo.
Yeah.
Little points.
Like you'll get 100 points.
Are you going to hang this on your Nintendo? Are you going to do that?
I don't know.
Are you going to whip it out at Subway or wherever you go, John?
No. I'll take the key for my Donkey Kong arcade game, and I'll use it as the keychain for it. How's that?
I'm just going to look on Amazon to see if they have Mario keychains.
Oh my god!
Yeah, but the Lego shipping. Mario.
Lego Mario keychain.
I think you need to do
you
this.
You gotta really like something.
I think I do, but I don't want to work for it.
You gotta really like it. What are your keychains now?
Mine is Fender guitar shit.
Mine's a Back to the Future car.
I just have like a basic Audi one. Here's something I knew. Record video game auction prices may be a result of fraud. So recently,
we already said that.
Yeah, that's come out hours ago.
That's money laundering.
Yeah,
that's the art
between
world right
the
there.
Auction house and a grading company alleges.
Yeah.
So I know those stories always are popular, but it's all bull.
Does that mess up the market though, moving forward? Like, if you're going to sell that same game, can you sell it for that price again?
It's problematic because all these news stories naively just report that the most common game for the NES is somehow worth $1 million. Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense.
Right.
But I don't know why they go with a high-profile thing like a game, though. It just calls attention to it. And, why not do some old antique that you can claim is, I don't know. Seems weird.
It's totally weird. And it's also the most produced game. The end.
Yeah.
They made more Marios than anything else, I assure you, on the NES. That's pretty safe to assume. Right?
Yeah. The one that sold 80 million systems
like
boxed in with that game.
There's not a single person with an NES that did not get Mario Brothers. I challenge you to tell me that you are that person. And
I've got a copy of my NES Mario still. Like, it's in my collection. But
it just doesn't make any fucking sense.
A voicemail? I think we have
520 feel VGO Tiger.
Hey, what's up, guys? Listening to the micro episode, and you guys brought up a point about Game Pass and games not making money. I was listening to another podcast, and they brought up some statistics about MLB The Show and it being, I guess, like the second highest grossing game this year so far. That was on Game Pass, and I guess the idea is that once the game goes off of Game Pass, I guess people buy it. So maybe that's the
highest grossing
kick in
Sony,
playing it on
not
Game
on
Pass
Xbox,
and then
though.
buying
That's
the
the difference.
game after they take it off, kind of like Netflix. And then, Michelle, I also have a question for you. So sometimes I listen to you talk about games, and I never know if you like the game or not.
Really?
So my question is, for you, what games this year did you really like and that you recommend? Talk to you guys later.
So Valheim, I really, really liked. I still think, I know, John, you've never tried it. You were gifted the game. If you have a couple of people to play with, I think it's just really fun. It's, part Minecraft, part adventure, Elder Scrolls game, just building, exploring, killing bosses. I really, really liked Valheim. Also, Phasmophobia, I thought was a really fun game and fun experience at first. That's the ghost hunting game with your friends. It uses audio cues. So you go around calling the ghost name, and it's actually really scary, and I thought it was unique. And it's not new, but I did play a lot of Path of Exile. I thought last season was really good, and it's a free game. And I just think it's the best free game for value that I've played as well. So I don't know. I think I'm pretty clear about whether I like things or not, but I'll definitely double down on it. I know I hated Library of Runia, so. But what about you? What for you? What games have stood out this past year, or in the past
Returnal.
year? Yeah. Probably some of the PlayStation things. Demon's Souls, Returnal, Ratchet and
all the
Clank.
PlayStation games I love.
Ratchet and Clank for me, for sure. I did really enjoy the show. I know we just talked about that.
Yeah, I'm confused by his
I do
comment, though,
f-
because we were saying if something's on Game Pass, it doesn't sell on Xbox. I think he's saying it was the highest grossing game, but that was probably because of the Sony sales, right? It wasn't people on Xbox who bought it, maybe.
I spent $70 on the show.
Where?
On Xbox. I bought stubs.
Okay.
I mean, the stubs is the economy of that game. Like,
Yeah.
you need stubs to progress. It is pay to win in a way, right? Because you want to make the best team. And in order to do that, you need the baseball cards. And to get the baseball cards, you can grind like a motherfucker or just buy the packs, right?
Yeah.
So they had a sale on stubs. I spent like $65 or $70 on them. And
You
I
didn't buy the
justified
game there.
I justified it, though, because I'm like,
Maybe
well, I
that's
didn't buy the
highest
game.
grossing counts. Yeah, like you're saying, it's not even necessarily game purchases. It's just buying stubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I will say this, though. I do feel like I played the show less this year than last year, and I don't know what that means, but I do feel like I stopped sooner.
You did.
I was more addicted to it last year.
We heard less about it, I think, this year on the show.
And I can't explain it. I mean, I definitely had my time with it, but I think the
Last
game
time
was
was a
great.
lot about the cards.
Yeah.
Remember that.
Yeah.
And the trading, and I did a lot of all that stuff. I was flipping cards like crazy, but I definitely played it less, no doubt. So,
Well, the chatters are asking about Soulja Boy. He's claiming
his console.
Atari ownership, to which Atari denied. Then the clown goes on a meltdown tirade. Testosterone poisoning. What?
What?
I'm not familiar with this.
What's going on?
All I know
Well,
is
so
the song,
Soulja Boy,
I told you so.
he's released consoles before, and he was like
Okay.
taking like stuff off of Alibaba and rebranding it, like putting
I
his
see,
logo on
I
it.
see.
Oh,
So he was buying like those little kind of piratey looking little, DS ripoffs or whatever
Okay.
kind of thing.
He announced he is the new owner of Atari and is going to sell his gaming company for $140 million.
He's the new owner of Atari.
Well, that's
Is he okay?
worth more than Atari is.
So Atari responded, says, "We know that CEO of Atari is a dream job, but that honor belongs to Wade Rosen."
Well, he said they signed me
Wade.
to a deal at Atari. Big shout out to Atari, the whole staff. I'm about to revamp the company. We going to take Atari to the next level. I am now the owner. I own the video game company Atari. Okay.
Can you just proclaim yourself owner of stuff? I feel
don't
like
know.
a
Yeah.
rap star.
Listen,
That's cool.
Atari is a fucking shit show. So that's not the
They have
company
a
you want
console
to.
coming out, don't they? Like, what?
They-
Where's
they
the status
did.
of that thing?
It's out.
I didn't
Yeah,
even know
I think
that.
it bombed, right?
Okay.
It's a massive bomb.
Yeah, I didn't even know. I thought that was still coming. When that crank thing is out, I gotta get me one of those. What's it called again?
No, the
Maybe I'll order one.
Playdate. You know, that
Playdate.
hipster
Matt,
device.
please buy
Come
that.
on.
Where is it?
Please buy
I
it.
want to
Playdate.
see a photo of you with that.
I want to see Matt justify
Yeah,
You know I'm gonna sell the
crank.
shit out of that.
you will. You'll be like, the crank
Yeah.
technology is amazing. You can play. What are the 3 games you can play on it? Cranking, winding up a clock is a big
There's
one.
like 250 games on this. Oh,
Yeah.
that's not even out yet. You can
sausage
pre-order
Pedaling a
it.
bicycle. Yeah, sausage grinding.
Oh, 2022 I've got to wait
Oh,
for.
no.
We've ordered
What are they
20,000
doing?
units. Well,
That's
the
it?
demand is so high that they ran
Oh.
out, I think.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Somebody took it apart, I saw on a website. Maybe Ben Heck did it, just to see what was going on in there.
Magic, that's what's going on. Look, there's a
Yeah.
point-and-click game on this thing. Looks like you're a fisherman in his kitchen.
A fisherman in the
Interesting.
kitchen. Not a good fisherman.
Yeah.
Why isn't your wife cooking? You're out catching the fish. What is happening with this
Well,
hipster
those are
beta male
outdated
device?
gender roles.
They are.
Michelle.
No actual dude, no alpha male would buy a Playdate, Matt. And just sit there
Okay,
grinding
so don't
sausage.
check out.
Sorry.
Don't add to cart. All
John,
right.
what were you saying? You started to say something and we were making fun of the Playdate.
I was going to move on.
Yeah, to what? That was
Probably
my
a good idea.
question. John gets uncomfortable when we talk about fishermen because he's never beat
Yeah.
that game, with
The open world
the
survival
cod
game
and
that he was
yeah,
playing.
he didn't.
Oh,
he just
God, I gotta go
abandoned
back
it.
to that.
Yeah,
That was one of the best games ever.
they released
I got a
a
question
whole
for you, John.
expansion.
The fucking I know they have scallops
Yeah,
now.
Scallops, yeah. It's from Swordfish.
that-
Scallops.
Those are going to be hard.
I got a question.
I think scallops
Okay,
are harder to
what's your
catch than swordfish.
My question for
my
John.
hunch here.
Okay,
yeah.
what's that?
This isn't a gotcha question. I'm actually genuinely curious. of all the games we've talked about in the last few months, what game have you actually gone back to? That's not Call of Duty. Is there a game that you've continued to play and come back to that's grabbed your attention? It's a legit question. I'm just asking. I'm genuinely
in the
interested.
last 2 months.
In the last 6 months, is there a game that you talked about on the show, but you're like, oh, I actually like this?
No, there was one also. He
continue
said,
on
"I
with
have
it."
10 minutes left. I'm going to finish it." And I said, "No, you aren't," and he didn't.
I did go back to
remember
that
what it
game
was.
though.
You never
My friend
finished it,
Pedro.
though. Yeah,
Leaf Blower Simulator?
yeah, probably went back to Leaf Blower Simulator at least 10 times.
I played Flight Simulator recently.
That's true. You've played a lot of that. Scream Ride?
Well, Scream Ride was a few years ago.
Yeah, I remember. That was like your game.
How
I
about Ratchet
love
and Clank?
Scream Ride.
You keep
Yeah,
saying
Ratchet
it's
and
like
Clank,
your
have you come
game
back to that? Yeah.
I mean, I played that multiple weeks. I played
good.
the show multiple weeks. Obviously, Call of Duty, I played the most. Cyberpunk, I've been playing the last week. I went back
Can't
to
wait
that.
to try that.
Yeah, you went back to that. You talked about that on Micro VGO, which is a bonus
Yeah,
show. Up on the app. There was an
Cyberpunk,
update.
I
clothing
played
or something.
several nights in a row last week, and
Okay.
I'm still in love with that game. Matt, it runs so good, dude. I think it was just a hit piece on that fucking game.
I believe that's a half truth for sure, but I'm still going to
Yeah.
wait for the update. Yeah. It's on there.
Well, John,
I've still
weren't
got
you
it. I
just
still own
knocking
it.
Sony for running on PS4 binaries, and that's exactly what's happening with Cyberpunk. You wouldn't want to play the non-PS5 version, so you
Yeah,
can't
you
double
got
talk.
PC, so I'm... Yeah.
You know,
Well,
like,
my
you should.
Binary.
My experience is only with the PC executable.
I know,
so,
but you're saying Matt should wait for the PS5. Oh, Old School says the
I
sex
should.
dungeon
I'm
game.
going
Yeah,
to.
John returned to the sequel of that multiple times. People
what
wanna
happened
know
to the wife?
What happened to the wife?
John,
Is
what
she
happened to
still
the
there?
wife?
I haven't finished it.
Okay, we got to do an NSFW show so John can finish that
Okay,
game.
I will save the end of that game for the next show.
I'm really
the
invested
next-
in this. Yeah.
I'm telling you, she stays there.
Of course she stays there. She's
Yeah.
used to the lifestyle. That's the
Right.
whole plot. Your final level is with her, but she's a demon or something, right?
Right.
Let's
Yeah.
wait
remember
till
they
John
were all
plays it.
creepy old women, but they were like under some spell.
Well, no,
like
the
Shallow
one,
Hal stuff.
the one woman.
Shallow house.
It was. They were taking.
They made me believe that she was hot, and
Right.
she was blowing me, and then
Right.
she turned into like a 500-year-old woman.
a
that happens to a lot of
Yeah.
guys when they're drunk. Yeah, and then the next day
It's called the bar lights. Yeah,
they
the bar
regret
lights
it.
go up.
Yeah,
like,
but at least they
ooh.
don't complain about it. They just
It
regret
was a
it. They keep it to
psychological
themselves.
thing, though.
Yeah.
She was telling me that this
If women
woman's
regret
hot.
it,
she's
you'll get
amazing.
end up on
Yeah.
Twitter. You'll lose your job.
Cliff Siegel says he only plays that game 10 minutes at a time, which is great.
Which
10 minutes
curious.
is endurance, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, is there any other news we saw that we want to talk about?
No, Metroid Dread stuff.
I still can't get over the fact that Brendan Fraser was playing the Switch on Zoom. I mean,
Because he's like us. He's one of us.
is he?
He's a
I don't want to
down-to-earth
be
dude.
like him.
He's a cool guy. I want to
Is
be
he?
like
How
him.
do you know? This guy could be a serial
He was in The
killer.
Mummy.
So that
He's
makes
a
him
nice
cool? This
guy.
guy could be mentally
He's got
ill.
that
We don't know
Tom
what
Hanks.
he's doing.
He's got that Tom Hanks jizz going for him. He's like everyone. The internet loves
Tom
Brendan
Hanks
Fraser
is
right
insane. You don't want that kind of jizz.
now. Oh, you're not going QAnon on us. Tom Hanks isn't insane. He's a fine gentleman.
Oh, Tom
How
Hanks. I
about
thought you
Colin
meant Tom
Hanks?
Cruise for a second. Yeah, Hanks.
Oh,
Yeah, I was thinking of the wrong Tom. I was. What if Brendan listens
Yeah.
to VGO? I'll get him on. Then my apologies, Brendan. I make fun of everybody.
I love you,
but
Brendan.
you really do have to fix your hair plugs. Like, just let it happen. You know.
Well,
No,
he wore a
Brendan, you
fedora
do.
in that
Don't
movie
fight
I saw.
nature.
So,
Don't fight nature.
By nature. Don't do
all
the
right, get us
Travolta.
out of here.
Anyway, if you want to listen to us and you aren't satisfied with just one show a week, there are more. We do a mini VGO each week. There's a walk cast where John walks around town and stabs dogs
Yeah.
and, has weird interactions with women in
Fights
cars.
hobos.
Yeah, he does
Yeah.
fight hobos and he takes walks at lakes and does all that stuff. And we do bonus shows during the week. They're on our app for $1.99 a month. You can support VGO and get access to those as well as the entire back catalog of over 15 years of VGO. If you want to go listen to that original Man Who Jerks Off Behind John at the Library story, it was very funny. All jokes aside, that's up there as well. You can go to videogameoutsiders.com, hit that red button, go premium. Find us on Twitter at Coastal Michelle, at BlackDog7, at Madam McFly, and I think that's it.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening, subscribing, all that stuff. We'll see you very soon. Video Game Outsiders out. Hey, I'm kind of bored tonight. I wonder what's on Motherfucking Games Pass. What is on Motherfucking Games Pass? What the fuck is on? Pass